Is it pictures as well? Or is
Yeah,
it just
video.
voice?
No, video, everything. Go on. Tell the story.
Right, so we have this phone, and my mum wanted to know that when she's on this phone and someone rings, how can Roger also talk on the other phone without my mum having to go upstairs and give him this phone? So I said, all you do, Mum, is you turn the phone off and Roger picks the phone up. So she went, well, that doesn't work. I said, it does. I said, you can do it. So she said, right then. Let's ring Roya, and we'll get Roya to ring us. I said, you don't need to ring Roya. Just tell Rob to ring from the other room on his mobile. So Rob rang from the other room on his mobile, and I picked the phone up, and I said, yes, right, Mum. You see, now I turn the phone off, and you turn the phone on. So she did, and she went, oh, yes. Okay, then. Well, what if someone rings us from far away? I said, it's exactly the same, whether it's near or far, it's a phone call. No. We'll get Roya to ring us. I said, okay. So we sat opposite in the kitchen, and she rings Roya and says to Roya, ring us back. So we put the phone down and we wait, and Roya rings. So my mum picks the phone up and says, Roya, we're testing the phone. So say, Roya, you want to speak to Roger. And then suddenly my mum went, huh? What? Nah, Roya says she wants to speak to Roger. I said, but you were not, Roya, John, we're not speaking. You don't need to speak to Roger. So I was like, Mum, just put the phone down. So, Roya, John, we're just testing it. Okay. So then my mum puts the phone down, and anyway, so then she insists that we all go and sit in the room together in the lounge. And she says, Roger, you hold one phone and I hold one phone. And my mum says that she's going to ring us on her mobile. So we said, okay. And I said, I'll answer the phone, pretend I'm my mum, and then I'll put the phone down and Roger picks the phone up and speaks. I said, okay. So as my mum was dialing, and the phone rings, so I picked the phone up and I went, hello. And suddenly this voice from the other end went, hello. And it was a male voice. And I looked at my mum and I thought, her lips aren't moving. And I thought, so she went, hello. And then my mum went, hello. And then this voice again went, hello. And I went, some blokes on the phone. So I gave it to Roger. Anyway, it was Roger's friend that had called. So I'm thinking to my mum, oh my God. I said, I thought it wasn't your voice because it was a male voice. And my mum said, well, I thought it was funny because I hadn't even died yet. He said, hello there. So anyway, none the wiser. I don't think they've still learned that if they close one and have the other one, it just works. That's the end of my story.
You can't make this shit up, can you?
No.
You should write them all down, you know. You should write all these funny stories down.
She should write it in her book that she's doing for the boys.
Yeah, we should say, look, we want to keep a book for you.
You keep on Soheila, we'll keep on.
Yeah, we keep